crazy. The holidays are already here. I know that picking out gifts can be stressful, and so I put together a little list of the things that I would recommend as a great gift. Also, I got a little bit of a Christmas hot take, a little gift hot take that I'm going to put at the end of this video, so you don't want to miss that. Nothing in this video is sponsored. In fact, I don't even have affiliate links. These are just things that I use or people very close to me have used, and I think they may help you out. Consider giving me a subscription. It helps out a lot. I would really appreciate it. We're almost to 10K. I can feel it. So if you feel it in your heart to give me a subscription, I would appreciate it. Let's get into the video. Let's start with some PC gaming. I kind of have this list in different sections. So starting out with some PC gamers, the first thing I want to recommend is the glorious Model D mouse. I have one right here. This is the wireless version. I think it's actually, they've updated this mouse recently too, so it might not look quite like this, but I saw the light of ultralight mice. I, for a while, thought that seemed really stupid. I had a Logitech mouse that I really liked, and I decided to switch over to one of these ultralights, and I feel like it's made a huge difference in my gameplay. I still suck, but at least feels a little nicer when I'm using this mouse. It comes in like different specific hand shapes, like left or right, or there is an ambidextrous version, and it also comes in wireless or wired. I prefer the wired version, and I know it sounds weird. I'm holding a wireless version. I had a wired version. I gave it to my wife Holly when I bought this. And if you're, nitpicky about wires and stuff like that, then go ahead. But I feel like I need to charge it a little more than I like. And it's not really a big deal at all. It's just kind of slightly annoying to me, but I still love this mouse, this shape. Of course, it has all the different configurations as far as your DPI. You get a little light down there. It's pretty nice. I just turned on my computer monitor. Yeah, you can customize it. You can customize the RGB if you're into that and whatever. But yeah, this mouse in particular, really nice. And I don't know if I said this earlier, all the links for all these different things are down below. The next thing for PC gamers could also just apply to really anybody, but I primarily use this for some of my PC adventures out there, and that's an iFixit toolkit. I believe it's officially called the iFixit Mako driver kit. I just call it the iFixit kit when I can't find it and I have to ask Holly where I put it for the millionth time. But yeah, one of these, you get it and it comes with the screwdriver and so many types of bits. And this is really helpful if you're a little hacker boy like me and you like to open up your old game consoles. It has like special security screwdrivers so you can get into practically anything with this. But it's really nice. You have the screwdriver, it connects in magnetically, you're good to go. It's got a nice little ball up here so you can twist, pause. And I've used this thing for so many different projects, whether I'm working on my PC, I'm working on a friend's PC, I'm working on adding a mod to a retro game console, something like that, or even just other random stuff around the house. This toolkit has been great. Nice little detail too, the back tray has this grid in it, and that's really nice for putting and organizing the screws of whatever you're opening. So yeah, low-key, this is not something that you think about and you're like, oh, I'm excited to buy that for myself. And that what makes it a perfect gift is that you realize when you have one of these, how often and how convenient it is when you actually have one. This one's a bit of a curveball because I think a lot of people, when they make these lists, recommend some kind of headphones or gaming headset, something like that. And I have been awakened to something new in the PC audio space, or just audio space in general, and that is in-ear monitors. So these ones in particular are the Shure SE215 Pro. And when I bought these, I was looking for like an entry-level in-ear monitor. Nothing crazy. I know you can get all kinds of crazy stuff with custom molding in your ear, but I just wanted to try out in-ears because I like headphones, but when you wear them for 5 hours at a time recording a podcast, they can get hot and sweaty no matter how comfortable they are. After that much time, it can get a little bit annoying, and I wanted to try something different. And it turns out I bought these for podcasting, and now I just use them for everything at my computer. I think they sound awesome for video games, for watching movies or YouTube videos, whatever. If I'm listening to something at my computer, I'm most likely using these. Also, if you're a fellow content creator, I think these look awesome on camera too, instead of having big, bulky headphones all the time. I think these come in at like $100 or something, which I'm not saying that's cheap or anything, but to get into in-ear monitors, I've had nothing but an awesome experience with these. And, break away from the headphones. Try something different. So that's a few PC things. PC is a little bit tough because everything is really expensive for PC gaming. It's like, I'm not going to recommend like, hey, buy this $1,000 4K OLED monitor. Maybe if you're balling, go for it. Whoever in your life is into that would absolutely love it. But these are kind of realistic gifts that are of varying price points that I think make sense. So moving on to Nintendo. Of course, Nintendo Switch 2 is out this year, and if you like Nintendo, you probably already have one, but what you might not have is one of these. And I guess it's kind of an obvious pick. It's the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro Controller, but I'm always surprised when people don't pick one of these up, whether they're fine with the Joy-Cons, or maybe they're using last generation's Switch Pro Controller, which was also great. This one's better. The sticks on it glide really nicely. It has these back buttons. You probably already know about this thing, but if you don't have one, I really do feel like it enhances playing Switch 2 quite a bit. I only use the Joy-Cons really if I have to, if I'm on the go or something like that. But when I'm at home, I'm always using this thing, and I've been really impressed with it so far. The battery life, maybe not quite as good as the last Switch Pro controller, but still a million times better than a Dualsense or something like that. And they just added Steam support for this bad boy. They finally added a headphone jack at the bottom. So really, this controller, I just feel like has been awesome. And if you have a Switch 2, you don't have one of these yet, it's time to get one, or it's time to get one for your friend or significant other that has a Switch 2. The next thing on the list is not something I use, but as I said earlier, some of these are things that I still can wholly recommend because people in my life use them. And for this, it's a Satisfy Switch Grip. And this is actually Holly's Switch Lite, and she has one of these Satisfy Switch Grips. And she loves it so much that she basically would refuse to play this without it. For me, I don't play handheld that often, so I don't really need something like this. But if you are a handheld gamer, this Satisfy one, I guess I haven't used the other ones to really know which one's the best, but the one she got actually came with a case, so she doesn't have to take this thing on and off. I believe they have a Switch 2 variant now, so if you don't want to get one for a Switch Lite, you can get them for a Switch Lite, Switch 1, or Switch 2, and these can make a huge difference. The ergonomics on the Switch aren't necessarily that great, and so Holly plays with this on, and she has absolutely no problems. Also fits on here really nice. There's no worry about this thing coming out or anything like that. So yeah, the Satisfy Switch Grip, check it out. It's not something you necessarily think of, but once you try it, you may really like it. Okay, so you're thinking, well, the person that I'm thinking about buying for that likes Nintendo already has a Pro Controller. They already have a Switch 2. They already have a grip. They already have all the stuff for the game. Well, this is something that Holly bought me that I absolutely love and I think is just so cool. And that's this Lego Super Mario World set. And this thing was so much fun to build. I don't buy Lego all that often because normally it's you buy it and you build it and you can put it on display and it's kind of cool. This thing though, it just looks so awesome. And building it, like I said, was so much fun. It's got all these cool features too, like Yoshi. Ooh. Take it easy. So yeah, Yoshi can lick you, and it also has the ability to move, and I really don't want to drop this because I would have no idea how to rebuild it. But yeah, this thing is super fun. I know they also have a Game Boy out this year, but for the classic fans, this one is just so cool, and it looks so good on display. If you are okay with having gamer nerd stuff in your house, I absolutely love this, and it's like I said, it's something you wouldn't necessarily buy for yourself, but if you get it as a gift, this thing rules. Moving on to the PlayStation gamers in your life. First of all, this one, it's a little bit controversial for me. Maybe not for people watching, but it's controversial for me to recommend, and that is the Dualsense Edge. The thing about the Dualsense Edge is I don't necessarily think it's a good value for money. This thing is, when it's not on sale, $200, but if you're really into playing on PlayStation specifically and you want to have something a little nicer than the regular DualSense, this controller is pretty cool. The main thing I really like about it is it has the back buttons on it, which if you play from software games, I find them extremely helpful. Or a lot of people, if they play first-person shooters, that you can map these to a jump button or reload, whatever. It also has like a ton of customization features. Most of them I don't know how to use. But for those hardcore FPS players, there's all kinds of customization as far as dead zones and how the sticks work. Sticks are replaceable, which is nice. And you can also change how much this trigger goes up and down. So there's a lot of stuff here, but mainly these back buttons I just think are so nice, and the feel of the controller overall is very premium. The sticks are customizable too. The only bad thing I would say, other than the price of this controller, is the fact that at least in this is like a Gen 1. I don't know if they've improved the battery life on the newer versions, but this one, battery life, not so great. So that leads me to the number 2 thing. If you're gonna buy in this, you maybe should get on this too. This is the official PlayStation DualSense charger. And again, this isn't a sexy thing to buy. It's not fun to buy. It's like, oh, I'm buying something to charge my controllers. It doesn't feel that great. But once you have one of these things, it's so nice where you just set your controller on. When you're done, you charge up and then you're ready to go next time. This does hold 2 controllers. Actually, let's see. I have a second controller here. Can I pull it off? There you go. You can put in 2 controllers, whether it's the Dualsense or the Dualsense Edge. They both fit in there, and it's just so convenient to have this sitting on your coffee table, plop it on there. And yeah, like I said, it's not sexy, but the person you buy it for, whether it's someone else or yourself, is going to appreciate it. I mentioned the controversial take at the beginning, let's just go for it. Here it is. A lot of people this year are looking at getting the PlayStation Portal. I have one, and it's pretty cool. It's good. It's not great though. And I was talking about value earlier. I feel like it's not a good value for money when you consider other options. For someone who wants a really plug and play approach, I feel like the Portal probably is a good option. You are going to have to make sure they have a wired connection into their PS5, and maybe they don't have a discerning eye for any kind of stutters or anything like that. Because in my experience, I've always had some weirdness, and you don't want to play every game on a Portal. But if you're willing to dish out some more money, and when it's not on sale, it's like twice the amount of money. So maybe this isn't really a good argument, but I do feel like the Steam Deck is a Portal, but so much more. And it ironically is a better Portal than the Portal itself when you install Chiaki for Steam Deck. And for me, when I use it, I use the exact same network, but when I use Chiaki on Steam Deck, I have a better looking connection. I have a smoother connection with no hiccups. It just works better for me. And with the Steam Deck, you're getting an entire gaming handheld PC right in there. So if you're considering your options about what to buy, and you are intrigued by the Steam Deck, and you have a little bit of know-how on how to set up Chiaki, it's really not that hard. There's a million YouTube tutorials out there on how to do it. Consider a Steam Deck over a Portal. But again, if you're buying for somebody that just needs that plug-and-play approach, as long as you can make sure they're hardwired, and maybe they, like I said, don't have a discerning eye for certain connection or latency issues, the Portal might be your better option. I have some off-the-wall random suggestions, too, that I wanted to throw out there for the little gamer in your life and something they might like. First of all, if they're into vinyl, video game vinyl is bigger than ever right now, and there's tons of great websites where you can find awesome vinyl. I know that I Am 8-Bit has a lot of awesome releases, but you can kind of find them at any major vinyl seller, I mean, even a local store or something like that. The Persona sets from I Am 8-Bit are absolutely amazing, a little pricey, but there's all kinds of options as far as like lower price vinyl and like bigger box sets. It's a really nice collectible hobby, but they might not have a vinyl player, so maybe that's not a good idea. But I want to throw it out there. Video game vinyl, great gift. One of the number one questions people ask me when I'm on Sacred Symbols or on this channel is they're like, Dustin, where did you get that awesome shirt? Right now I'm wearing a Thrice shirt, but usually they're talking about a gaming shirt. And so there's 3 places I want to recommend for looking for video game merchandise that doesn't suck, that looks really cool. And the biggest one is fangamer.com. They have made a lot of the cool shirts. There's a Bloodborne shirt that I wear a lot that is from Fangamer, but they have all kinds of stuff, whether it's little plush toys or pins. Fangamer, I feel like, is an excellent website that has so many different games that they make merchandise for. So Fangamer is great. Also, low key for the From Software fans. There is a website or a company called Torch. So Torch Torch has official locations in Japan, and that's where I've bought some of my really awesome From Software merchandise. I was looking, and you can purchase their stuff on their website, but I'm not sure what the fees are to import it directly to the US. But I wanted to throw that out there because some of their stuff is just so sick. So if you're into From Software or whoever you're buying for, these are going to be absolutely elite because you're not just going to find them anywhere. This desk mat was given to me, I believe, last Christmas by my mother-in-law, Roller Coaster Tycoon. This is from Fangamer, and I absolutely love this, and it looks so cool. Love having it on my desk. The last website for merchandise that I recommend is Insert Coin, and they have all kinds of different games. They're a lot like Fangamer, but sometimes have different brands, but anything I bought from them has also been really high quality. I have one last recommendation, and I know this video has been all about gaming, but I do want to recommend, I know you're probably, if you're not a girlfriend or wife watching this video out of a recommendation on different things, then you're a guy watching it to maybe buy for yourself or whatever. But maybe you want to know something to buy for your mom, your family, or someone that's maybe not necessarily gamer. I gotta shout out my mom's Etsy page. She's got all kinds of great stuff there of all original artwork that she's made, whether you want a print or a pouch. I mean, look at how cute these are. She makes great stuff, and if you're looking for something with a more handmade touch, I highly recommend checking out her Etsy page. Oh, and one last low-key shout out that I didn't even write on my list here is that if the person that you're buying for is a retro gamer or retro game collector, it's going to be really tough. I wouldn't recommend, unless you know for sure it's a game that they're looking for, they know what they want. So go to a local game store or a local retro game shop, buy them a gift card. Here in Butler, we have main level games. They are super great. Evan over there is awesome. And I'm pretty sure they have gift cards. So if you're in the Pittsburgh, Western PA region, I recommend there. But there are awesome local game stores all over the place. And I'm sure that they would love a gift card from there. Just don't risk it buying something you may or may not know that they really want. And that's it for all the different things in my holiday gift guide. Hopefully you found something that maybe interests you or you may interest someone else. Let me know down in the comments what you think, either about these things I listed or what do you recommend as a gift for somebody. I'd love to hear it, so go ahead, put it down below. Thank you again for watching, and good luck to you and yours for the holiday season ahead. We've got more videos before the end of the year, so stay tuned, subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time.